NEW Vince Berry, hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT, handing out Smackdown.
Something's up.
I
haven't got notification.
Go to YouTube and sub now for every update.
I don't know what just happened.
You were muted for some reason.
Yeah, but I wasn't. That's the weird part. Oh, and now we're gonna get a fucking crazy.
What? You're gonna get a what? My goodness. So everything's canceled in the world except for podcasts. Everything is canceled.
Shit.
Sports are canceled. School is canceled. For some people, work is canceled. Church is canceled. Everything's canceled. Dogs and cats living together, etc., etc. But podcasts, as I said, are wide open for business. So welcome to the first, I guess this is the first coronavirus edition of the War Report podcast, brought to you by TagMeAndDate.com. The first and only dating site exclusively for fans of professional wrestling. We are currently redesigning the TagMeAndDate.com website. I'm sure we'll provide some more updates as we go along. More pressing matters at hand, as literally everything is canceled. WrestleMania was canceled.
And it's not just the cultural movement either.
Yeah,
things are literally canceled.
Yeah, no, yeah, this isn't some, somebody saw me do a bad thing and therefore I'm canceled. No, this is like legitimately a world-modifying global pandemic. So I was supposed to go to WrestleMania. I was supposed to go to a Yankee game against Tampa Bay, and then a couple days later go to WrestleMania. All of that's canceled because baseball's canceled. And NASCAR, who I don't even watch NASCAR's canceled. WrestleMania, as I said, canceled. WrestleCon. Marriott Hotels tried to get the WrestleCon promoters to pay over $100,000 to cancel the event. And then somebody from corporate stepped in and told that Marriott that they were being a bunch of dicks. And they can't do that. So it's still tough. All the independent wrestling events are canceled. Those guys, this is the show that they rely on for their money. This is the show that they rely on for to keep producing their next year of stuff. So a lot of people are out a lot of money or out a lot of potential earnings that they could have used to keep producing wrestling events going forward. With all that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Steve, who has told me he is fired up, as they say. So we'll see what Steve is all fired up about.
Here's the thing.
Oh gosh, that's so. When it starts like that, you're in trouble.
I just turned 40 years old, right? So I've been watching the WWE probably since I was 4 or 5 years old. So I've been around a long time. I've even participated in the indies a little, and I know a thing or two. I'm not saying that I'm a big shot or anything, but I know a thing or two, right? So, and I'm watching the world coming to an end, and of course the most devastating blow is WrestleMania. We will get to that. I was talking to the Medulla. If anyone has been a fan and has listened to the show, Medulla, when he does come on, he has some very strong opinions. And he happens to be one of the more critical of the product, even more so, I would say, even sometimes than Eric. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're entitled. And sometimes we agree, although a lot of times we do disagree. And one thing that he was bringing up was that this would be the perfect time for an off season. And this is something that I'm almost at the point where I agree. Here's my problem. You're doing SmackDown Live, you did it from the Performance Center. Now listen, we got to be safe. The roster has to be safe. You know, I get that. What they did, how does footage get on the internet that in the middle of a tag match at commercial they just stop when there's nobody in there? So somebody on the inside leaked this footage.
Oh, it was a sad. So it was the whole satellite feed was being broadcasted out, and internationally and in some other places that have a different, that aren't using like the Fox broadcast. Fox is the one that sets all the commercials and all the times. So the people performing are going based on that.
Well, no, I get all that, and this is just one example of.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, wrestling is just as important to have fans. The wrestlers feed off of that. That's what gives you the excitement, the goosebumps, the stories. It is very hard to watch them come down to their music, no matter who it is, and posing and doing all the things they normally would, and you're looking at a sea of empty chairs. I have never been a fan of empty arena fights. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the Rock Mankind. The match was great, but the idea, to me, did nothing. And that's just a personal thing. But at the end of the day, you can't do this show without the fans. I am always so excited for Austin 316 Day. He's one of my favorites of all time. I always look forward to the show. There is something wrong when I can tell you that the best part of Raw to me was Asuka doing fucking commentary. Because Austin comes out. How can he be Austin without the crowd? And then Byron Saxton, he sold the shit out of 2 Sterners. I'll give him that. And he was funny. But it didn't deliver. It couldn't deliver.
He didn't have to sell the second one because he got kicked in the nuts for real.
Well, that's true too. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so frustrating because even Edge gave a great promo to nobody. Like, it's just at that point, when is it time that you say, you know what, we're going to take a break to keep everyone safe? Now you're going to do an NXT show, and from what I understand, there's going to be no matches. It's going to be interviews and profiles and, some unseen whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I'm not overly excited, and I get what they're trying to do. It's not working. And then to top it all off, I'm hearing on one hand that the decision is final and WrestleMania is happening in the PC Center with no fans, no pyro, no nothing, and they're going to not do all the matches that they originally have planned. At that point, why wouldn't you just postpone? Now, I'm also hearing other reports that they're postponing until June and doing it at Madison Square Garden. So I don't really know what's what at that point, but...
Which is, I guess, okay, but that leads to another thing. I'm one of 70,000 to 80,000 people that bought tickets
Correct.
to WrestleMania. If they do another WrestleMania, I'm going to be one of 70,000 to 80,000 people trying to get tickets for a 20,000 seat Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. So how they're going to pull that off?
Yeah, on the top of that, too, I bought tickets for the show this Sunday, and I got confirmation that it's been postponed at MSG. It's a house show.
So what are they going to do? It after WrestleMania?
I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. So I just know that either I want my money back or I want some tickets.
Yeah, everything is up in the air. I mean, I have...
WWE will make right, though. I mean, you'll get one or the other. You'll get your money back or tickets for sure. But
I know I'll get the money back, but the shitty thing is, like, if you're going to reschedule WrestleMania...
And for you, the Garden is fucking gold, because...
The Garden would be great.
Perfect.
I've actually never been to the Garden. But at the same time, I've never been. I know, you'd think.
You've never been to the Garden?
The Garden's
No.
the Garden's amazing.
Right, neither of them, actually. Yeah.
The Garden's amazing. But.
Yeah. I know it probably moved before I was born, but you know what? I know it's been in a couple different spots. But yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they there's a difference between canceling it and saying, "Oh, it's canceled." And like Ticketmaster sent me a thing that if it's canceled, we'll get refunds in 30 days. Or
fuck Ticketmaster.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Or postponing it, or moving it and saying it's going to be in June, saying it'll still be in Tampa, but it's going to be on August 5th, or it's going to be in New York in July. Whatever it is. I know there's a big question mark right now because
they cannot do WrestleMania in the PC Center.
No, I agree.
They cannot do that. There's no, and no, I don't care. At that point, I don't give a shit. And I've never said that in my life about WrestleMania. Like, and I get it. Like, it's not their fault. They're in a horrible situation, and they're trying to figure it out. I get that. But postpone it then. Just postpone it then.
We're all still quarantined. What if we're, that's the problem. If we're all still quarantined in
nobody's going anywhere.
Or 3 months. Yeah, nobody's going anywhere for anything.
Right, so just postpone it. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but
because it's Tampa, because it's at Raymond James Stadium, or was planning to be at Raymond James Stadium, I wonder if there was an issue with moving WrestleMania later in the year that would affect the NFL season or the preseason or the training or a game or practice. Who knows? I feel like
I'm sure that just setting up would eat up a good chunk of that schedule.
Well, yeah, they usually need about a week to set that whole thing up.
Right.
I mean, I guess they could probably do it sooner if they had to, but
I bet you Tony Khan would let them use the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium. Wouldn't that be?
That wouldn't be a conflict of interest at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
But I agree with you, Steve. I feel it's going to be weird. Listen, if you want to have wrestling live on Sunday, April 5th, whatever the fuck, yeah, sure. But is it WrestleMania? Nah. You can call it what you want. It ain't WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah, it's just, it sucks. It's just a horrible situation, but just postpone it. I mean, if it's really happening in the PC Center, it's not, I don't know. I'm not excited at all. And that sucks. You know what I mean? But then it's like, you guys are still having SmackDown and Raw, and then you're not even filling it with matches. You're playing the Royal Rumble in its entirety, or you're replaying the Tag Team Elimination Chamber. Like, what the fuck? Like, go bigger. Like, either go all in or don't. Like, what do you... I don't want to see that shit. I've seen it already.
Or show, like... It was... yesterday was 316. They were advertising Austin the whole time. Why don't you show...
Undertaker even.
Yeah, but show Austin stuff.
And what the fuck was that with The Undertaker? What, is he the American Badass again all of a sudden? Or what's the deal with that?
He's an old, washed-up man named Mark Calloway. Didn't you hear? God. Way to just take a character that's been over for 30 years and throw some fucking dirt on his grave. No pun intended. Yeah. But, like, he's an old, washed-up man named Mark Calloway. You ain't nothing. You're not a dead man. You're just an old guy from Texas who's got a blonde wife who likes money. Like, I wish.
But isn't that the truth?
Yes, but not on TV. Like, on TV, The Undertaker should have lit AJ Styles up with a lightning bolt.
Yeah, right.
Just to counterpoint all that stuff. Go, yeah, you might think that, but I'm still
no way.
I'm still.
This isn't 1989. AJ Styles a ruined Undertaker. It's over.
I would have loved to see
You really think AJ Styles is going over on the Taker?
Probably not, but at the same time, I mean, AJ Styles versus Taker, who's the better worker? Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they're totally different wrestlers. Like, if you talk about in Taker's prime anyway, I mean, you can't compare them now.
It still doesn't matter. It's AJ Styles.
It's Undertaker.
Fuck the Undertaker.
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, here we go.
Sting is way better.
Welcome back, Chairman.
You knew that was coming.
I did know that was coming. That was funny.
How about someone who has shitty punches? Who not your
Shane McMahon?
All of them.
They all. Yeah, I forget. You were talking
Kane, Undertaker.
So Sam, what's all jokes aside? So what's your take with what I'm saying in this whole deal? Like, what do you think?
You know, it's crazy. When they first announced that this was going to go down, for some reason, I didn't have high expectations, but I expected something. You know what I mean? I expected some matches, even though it would be weird at first. I expected a show. And then when they started to do what you said, like, you know, putting on shit that we've already seen, it ruined it for me. You know, I was like, this is groundbreaking. Even if it's shitty, it's still different. You know what I mean? It'd be nice. And we didn't get any of that.
Right.
I think Edge cut a hell of a promo, but I mean his overacting is just not working anymore because there's no crowd to react to.
Well, right, and that's the difference too. Because if the crowd was there, it would have worked.
Yeah, I mean if they would just put some Botox in his cheeks, that would help out too. But that's fine.
Damn,
that would definitely help out a little bit. But you know, besides that,
Dr. Chairman over here.
It's not a show. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's no show there.
I agree.
There's nothing. Even Stone Cold, he looked fucking garbage. And Becky Lynch showing up in a giant truck like Stone Cold used to do back in the 90s.
What the fuck was that? That was a cool truck, though.
That was
a sick truck.
Entrance. That was what she was gonna drive that truck out for WrestleMania.
Do you know that makes sense because it was in Tampa type of thing, right? Orlando, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So she would have, you know, and The Rock would have done the little thing again. And as she made her way to the ring, yeah, no, that was definitely her entrance, and I think we were supposed to not get the American Badass Undertaker until WrestleMania, and that was going to be the big surprise. But I think they kind of jumped the gun on that with what happened.
Well, they should definitely put some like maybe some implants in his side titties to fix that up for him because that shit is not looking very good. That shit is not looking good on TV. But besides the point, it wasn't enjoyable. Obviously, you know, we're watching the same shit we've seen already, and they could have did something with it. You know, I don't know, backstage interviews, backstage brawls. You know, move the programs forward, move the whatever's going on with the storylines. At least something. Give me something that we haven't seen in a while. You know what I mean? Not watching a fucking pay-per-view I've seen already. That was
or
boring
like
in
even
itself.
like give people like a preview of original content on the network that people that don't have the network, you know, maybe would want to check it out, or you know,
they should have put the Broken Skull session with Bret Hart. That shit was fantastic. I would rather watch that.
I gotta watch that.
Undertaker.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, the Taker one was all right, but the
no, I'm just saying since Taker's involved in the storyline, it makes sense too.
Yeah, that they just threw in together 2 weeks ago. You know, right before WrestleMania, as usual. What a waste.
That I happen to agree with. You know,
it's the truth. There's nothing to agree with. It's what happened.
Yeah, but you know, it's like the Undertaker, so he always gets a pass because he's the Undertaker. But they could have done some more with that.
Something, I don't know. I guess somebody put out the rumor that there was going to be Stone Cold and Taker as a tag team. That's terrible.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
I never bought that. I was the one who shared it to the group, and I didn't believe it.
It's bad enough to watch Taker work. Imagine him and Stone Cold. Great. Punches all day.
Yeah, we've just, you know, with like Ringside News and some other places, you've just got a bunch of bullshit websites making stuff up, unfortunately.
Well, they're trying to make WrestleMania fun again since it's going to be at the Performance Center with 4 people.
It's not. I can't believe that's happening.
I'm with you, Steve. Like, if they want to put on wrestling shows, sure, but you can't call this WrestleMania the showcase of the Immortals, the granddaddy of them all, the greatest show on earth, or whatever the fuck they call it. It's not WrestleMania. Like, I could go and you know, we could go stand in the same urinal and sword fight with our peepees, and we could call it WrestleMania, but it's not WrestleMania. Like, whatever you want to, whatever you can call whatever you want WrestleMania, but that ain't WrestleMania to me.
As long as you don't cross streams, you'll be okay.
Yeah, there you go. But is it?
What do you guys think about that rumor that Vince is just flipping it insurance-wise?
Oh, it was definitely. Listen, I knew that from the beginning. He wasn't canceling it until the state of Florida or the city of Tampa Bay made a call to declare a state of emergency or something like that.
Well, that's smart though.
Yeah, but because there's something in it, there's something in his event insurance or the contract that he signed with Raymond James Stadium, somewhere in there, there's a clause that says if there's a state of emergency, you know, the president or the governor or the whatever, there's a certain stipulation where once something happens, he's going to get refunded some money or guaranteed some money if he was in a position to lose it, something like, which isn't bad. It's not a bad thing. I'm just telling you that's why it took so long, because he was waiting. There was kind of a stalemate. He was waiting for the state to declare a state of emergency,
And the state was waiting on
they
him.
They were waiting for him to voluntarily cancel his event.
Big game of chicken.
It was, yeah. Vince McMahon held out. He's been around, man. He knows what to do.
I think Vince still would be playing chicken up until the day of it.
I don't know if he could do that though, because people travel for. You know what I mean?
Well, once they started banning travel, first it was all international travel was banned to and from the United States except for the United Kingdom, and then they banned the United Kingdom. So it's like you're not going anywhere. So
yeah, sooner or later they're going to ban domestics too.
Yeah, it's a tough time for everything. You know what I mean? And obviously we're here for the wrestling, but it's just tough to say. Like, is there even wrestling anymore? Is there anything? You know, not to be a pessimist or anything, but the way they're speaking about this shit in the media is a problem. But
yeah,
you know, what are we gonna do? Like, what is it for wrestling? I can't keep watching on live television a network show that I saw 4 months ago.
Well,
you know
but see, that's why I'm saying, like, maybe now's the perfect time to just say, you know what, we're gonna take a break. We're going to take an off season right now. Let the guys get healthy. I mean, listen, right now, Roman Reigns is under surveillance for the coronavirus. Yeah. So if he does have it, I mean, how much of the roster is going to have it? So now would be a perfect time for all of them to just calm it down, take a break. You know, I mean, listen, there's nothing. So it's not like you're the only ones. You know what I mean? Like, rather than doing what they're producing right now, because it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night was awful. I only watched it for this podcast.
Well, I watched it.
It was bad.
I was trying to watch it and I fucking fell asleep during the Rumble because it's something I had already seen. Like I was like ready for a new television program. There's been nothing is going on, so I wanted something new.
See,
and I got 15 minutes of it, and then they went to a Royal Rumble.
Because I was kind of afraid that this was going to be an issue and that I wasn't going to enjoy it, I actually didn't watch it live so that I had the opportunity to fast forward. So when I saw that it was the Rumble, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding. So I go to fast forward and then I stopped just to watch Keith Lee come out and watch Brock's reaction to that, and then I fast forward through the rest of it. But
I thought they were going to go the Rumble up to the point where Lesnar got eliminated to kind of bring McIntyre out, you know, to push that a little bit. And they went and showed the entire fucking match.
I couldn't believe it.
And I was just like, this is incredible. Like, who wrote this shit?
Like, they couldn't even have taken a little bit from the Rumble, a little bit from clip together a couple matches or highlights and be like, okay, this was what happened in the men's Royal Rumble. This is what happened in the women's Royal Rumble.
No, that's not what it was for. It was to ruin wrestling for us for the next few months. It's awesome.
I can't imagine what they're going to show on Smackdown.
I mean, this has got to be killing Vince right now.
NXT is going to be weird.
What is AEW doing right
now? As of right now,
this week,
the plan is to shoot a show on a closed set with limited staff. So again, a similar empty arena scenario.
But I could see them doing an actual show and not doing clips. Hopefully.
It's 1 2-hour show. I would hope they'd be able to, but who knows?
At the end of the day, we're probably going to watch it anyway because that's all we got. So we're going to find what we like on it. We're going to find what we dislike about it, and we're just
we watch it because we do this show and we got to stay informed, you know. But you know, I don't have very high after what I have seen. I don't have very high hopes. I mean, I just, you know.
It was kind of funny because a buddy of mine, we used to, back in the day when we were younger, we would have like random matches in the basement and shit, like old school, set up a camera. And it's like, oh, this is what Vince is producing right now. A bunch of fucking jobbers in a basement somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's happening online right now. There are a couple indie promotions that are doing like empty arena type shows where they'll live stream and then you can donate to them. I haven't watched any, but I know that they're a thing, which is good. But also, like you said, at one point we're all going to get sick of watching empty arena wrestling.
I wouldn't mind empty arena, but if it was new.
No, yeah. I can't do the empty arena. I can't. I just, it's not, you need the energy of the crowd.
Yeah, it really takes away from it.
Yeah,
But maybe for a match or two, maybe not a whole show, but I think it can be done. If it's produced well, I think it can be done. We're still gonna watch good spots. We're still gonna watch some good, decent matches. We can do that. It just can't be a 2-3 hour show of replays.
I agree.
Exactly.
Like I'm so like we're just kind of all echoing each other, but at this point, like it was looking for new programming, something that's not the news right now. And
yeah, we definitely need something to get our minds off of
right.
What's
and
going
you go
on.
on Friday night, you turn on SmackDown, or Monday night you turn on Raw, and they're literally re-showing the tag team elimination chamber or the Royal Rumble, and
I mean, look at the
You
writing.
don't have Triple H's antics to distract you.
How about this? The easiest way to write a damn show. Becky Lynch shows up in a WrestleMania truck. Stone Cold is standing right outside with the beer. It's like, what are you doing? I did this shit already, right? The camera cuts to Randy Orton getting his ass whipped by Edge. Like, there's just so many ways you could have made this show work, at least for 45 minutes before something. Put on the Cruiserweights to do one good match. Cut to some promos. You know what I mean? Like, we could have produced this into a show. It didn't have to be a replay.
right.
Yeah, really lean into the fact that with production value.
I will say this though. I did enjoy the Cena Fiend promo, or Cena Bray Wyatt promo from SmackDown last week. That I did enjoy.
But it's because you have a hard on for the Fiend, though. That's it.
But he wasn't the Fiend. It was Bray Wyatt.
Same shit.
It was a good promo.
It was good.
It was a great promo.
Bray is just, it was a good, that I enjoyed. Outside of that, it's just, I don't know.
Besides that, you got to give you credit, and this is harder for me to say to John Cena. He still put on a fucking great promo with zero crowd reaction.
Yeah.
He set that shit up lovely.
True. True.
Oh shit, he's got the coronavirus.
Spreading it around. No, it is weird though, because there's a push and pull and a give and take between the fans and the performers. So that's part of wrestling is gauging the reaction of the audience and tailoring your promo to get the response from the audience that you want. It sucks though, just that's a facet that you can't have. You won't have it for months, potentially till the end of the year.
It's also a tough thing to say to people, especially performers, because for us they're characters, but they're human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may not feel comfortable doing what they do every day.
Right.
Who knows? Everybody's different. I don't give a shit, but I'm sick, so that's different. But everybody has their own. So you can't say that somebody's right or wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. Here's a question. So now, what's happening with AEW? I know that they're canceling shit left and right, but are they still, are we expecting to see any Dynamite tomorrow? How's that working? Because I still keep seeing commercials for it.
Oh, I think they're having a show.
They're still showing commercials for my house show on Sunday at MSG.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's still going on. So we're supposed to get the Dark Order's leader tomorrow, no?
Yeah, that was supposed to be. They're still actually, as of a couple hours ago, we're promoting that. So
the Exalted One is coming.
The Exalted One.
But wait, so then are they doing a no crowd show?
Yeah. I can smell Matt Hardy from here.
Yes, but yeah, they're doing some kind of show with no audience.
I don't like them. I fucking A.
What do you guys think about the twist of fury?
Oh yeah.
Why did we change that?
The idea behind that was apparently Matt Hardy filed for a trademark for the twist of fate.
But
supposedly.
Seriously. But then Matt Hardy said on Twitter that that Jeff Hardy could use the Twist of Fate name no problem.
Which I believe that, because
who knows? But with it's a stupid, that's the thing you needed to fix, right? Out of all the stuff that needed to be fixed in WWE, that was the problem, guys. Now we call it the Twist of Fury. Everything's going to be better.
Everything's fixed now.
$4 million.
That cured the coronavirus right there.
Yeah, 4 million people will watch
Super easy,
Raw.
barely an inconvenience.
Thank you.
Yeah, initially it kind of looked weird, but I played it back, and I actually kind of liked the way it looked. It was pretty cool. It actually sets up the Swanton a little bit better.
Because it is a different move, basically.
It's the same shit. It's just the way the other guy falls.
Right.
That back tag too is pretty sick too.
That is a nice tag.
I was gonna get one of those, but they didn't sell them online yet for $20 with the water, so I gotta. It's tough, guys. Wrestling. What do we do now? What do we got left?
Yeah, because this is our escape,
Well, as a lot of people, and that's why I give them credit. They're trying, but
this is definitely going to be the strangest WrestleMania of all time if it does in fact go down.
Yes, absolutely. If it goes down the way it's planned to go down now, yeah, it's going to be very, very strange.
This makes WrestleMania 9 with the togas look good.
At least they were in Caesar's parking lot for that one.
Pincus Maximus.
I think if they're going to do an empty arena, they should tape it and really go wild with it. Kind of do a full Mania.
They could.
Can't they just CGI some fans?
No,
they could do that too if they wanted.
That too, but I was more thinking do a Hardy Compound Mania style.
Or they could do 49 people before the limit of 50, and the camera angles could just make sure that it works out well.
Well, no, I think it's down to 10 now.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's now no more gatherings than 10.
Because the amount of people determine how much germs spread. That makes a lot of sense, I guess.
It's our government. I think a lot of it is they truly don't know. It changes day to day, and it is what it is. But some scary shit. So, and this virus has single-handedly shut down sports and entertainment.
Oh, for sure.
Everything. I mean, it's really it sucks.
And business in general.
I think the only way to continue on from here is a segue into the actual virus that's stopping us from having wrestling. Is it? Do you guys believe in the conspiracies that are going on out there? Do you believe in the stories? Is it the media? What do you guys think?
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is a serious thing, but also is being fed by misinformation or people using
and fear.
Yeah, exactly. Using that information or the way they
and stupid hoarders.
Yes, people that buy too much stuff.
Right, we could have a toilet paper match. That would work out.
Yes.
I don't get that fucking toilet paper thing. I really don't.
Well, it's gonna mutate, and it's gonna cause everybody who gets it to just shit 24/7.
If you're gonna be stuck in your house for 2 weeks and you got a family of 4 or 5, you're gonna need some shitter paper. But
and a bidet.
It's.
I have one. It's the best decision I've made for my toilet. Get a bidet, folks. It's not that much. It saves you.
Or you can use Versace silk on your ass. That works out nice.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy, guys. I don't know. Honestly.
I mean, we have a virus that has, a 2% mortality rate? And it's shutting down everything.
Yeah.
I dread the day when we actually get something that's like a large-scale Ebola outbreak.
Dude, this is pretty much what that is. I mean, and what they're all saying is that we haven't even peaked yet. This is just the beginning. So
8 weeks.
It's only going to get a lot worse before it gets better. They don't even have a cure yet.
And they won't for a year or so, maybe more. But I think the idea behind it is there's just too many theories, and we don't know. And the media mentioning the coronavirus for the last week and a half 1.1 billion times, which is like 100 million times more than any other virus mentioned ever in all media is kind of crazy.
That's more than Michael Cole says it's boss time.
It's like all his phrases combined, you still wouldn't reach that.
I'm gonna get a fucking T-shirt that states that, Eric. That was classic. You won that one. It's
shame
crazy.
we don't have a pro wrestling T-shirt.
Right?
I don't know. Do you guys believe in? Why don't we? I don't know if this is cool with you guys, but what do you guys think about the conspiracy theories? Why don't you list a few of them and run through them? Or we talk about those a little bit.
Pull them up.
Yeah, shoot. I don't.
Yeah, well, I feel like, you know what? Because we all kind of grew up around the same time. The joke or the rumor was that AIDS was spread because somebody had sex with a monkey.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. So the modern equivalent is this all started because somebody was eating bats.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Is this real? Like, are we really gonna pin this on bat soup? That's gonna be in the history books 1,000 years from now? They're gonna write about this fucking coronavirus. They're gonna say,
Come on, Bane.
Listen, I can definitely believe that a bat is carrying that disease.
Well, yeah,
You know.
but like that's it. And some guy in Wuhan, China, ate some bad bat soup, and then shit himself on the bus, and then we
And it just spread from there.
The whole of society collapsed because some guy farted on the bus after.
Well, didn't the
eating a bad
plague
thing
come
of
from
soup.
rats?
The plague did come from rats. Bats are just rats with wings, basically.
Bunch of vegan groups were jumping all over that.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
everybody
because that's our
was,
biggest problem right now.
if everybody was vegan, there
Yeah.
would be more bats around, and then it would spread faster
They're like,
because there
if
were more
they-
bats.
If everybody was vegan, we wouldn't have, and they listed all the other viruses. I'm like, still worth it.
Yeah, no, we've got bacon. That's all I need.
Yeah, exactly.
I have bacon.
Bacon is worth it.
Yeah.
Honey smoked bacon.
Ooh.
Now wants bacon.
Yeah.
So we got the bats.
The bats.
We got the obviously the Trump trying to continue to his reign or whatever it is, right?
My favorite is there's actually no virus. It's the 5G.
5G is another one. That's a
5G.
big one.
5G making people sick.
Yeah.
5G internet's turned the freaking frogs gay.
Wi-Fi is gonna kill your balls.
Yeah.
Damn Windows 10.
Are there any interesting fucking conspiracy theories about?
Like China created it or something like
Yeah,
that?
like,
I mean,
I've heard some bullshit like that.
Oh
There's
no,
a lot
I'm
of
talking about wrestling related.
Oh,
Oh well, there. I don't know the name of the show. There's going to be a 2-hour Chris Benoit murder thing on.
Yeah, when is that, by the way?
I think it already happened. I think it was 2 days ago, and they did it the day the coronavirus exploded.
Oh no.
Well, timing is everything.
Benoit is still getting his German suplexes in.
He's still
Oh,
murdering
shit.
people.
Oh, stop.
Somebody's got the crossface up.
I'm sorry.
I'll tie everything together. That bat from China fell into the lake of reincarnation.
Here we go. That's how everybody got sick. Oh no! So the two, I thought there was a separate. There might be another show also, but Dark Side of the Ring. Is
Yeah,
coming
that's
back
the
next Tuesday, the 24th, and that's a 2-hour show all about
it's the start of the second season.
Chris and Nancy, and then Chris Jericho is narrating.
Really?
Yeah,
Somebody remind me like the day before, please.
they get a lot. I mean, that show
I'll try to.
obviously because it's Vice, they're pretty mainstream now. They can get people who were there. So they've got a lot of backstage people talking about their whole situation, like their relationship when they were like WCW and all that.
We've talked about this topic quite a few times, I think,
yeah.
and it's still tough when it comes up. Do you guys still truly believe that Benoit flipped and killed his family?
I think there was something medically wrong. Like, I think he wasn't himself. That's what my gut says. I just
Right.
I can't see. I mean, listen, we didn't know him, you know what I mean, but we feel like we knew him through wrestling, you know. And like I remember, I was at WrestleMania when he won the title, and you know she came out with the kids, and like when you saw that and them together, like you can't imagine this would happen. I don't know. It's so hard to say, but what I do know, regardless, he was still one of the best to ever lace the boots.
So should he be in the Hall of Fame?
See, now
No.
that's the tough one.
I don't think they can do it. I don't
Yeah.
think you could do it.
I don't think it, you know, this is going to be controversial, but, you know, based on what he did, I guess, in real life, for us, the Hall of Fame is about performance in the ring. It's about career, right?
And based on that, yes, he belongs in there.
I personally believe that what he did for the business, for other wrestlers, for himself, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. As a
I'll
performer.
take the counterpoint. I think his last day outweighed what he did in the ring.
Yeah, but again, as we saw, we don't know him. We didn't see it. We didn't witness it. We don't know exactly what happened. I'm not condoning any of that type of behavior, obviously, if that's what they determined, if that's the truth or not. But, you know, if
I
I'm
don't think
talking
there's
about
a way to
business,
separate it, though.
how can you not separate it? The ring from real life is completely different.
Oh, I'm not. I'm saying
it's
from
like
a
I can
company
sep-
standpoint, there's no way to go. Oh yeah, we're just going to honor his in ring.
Oh, so we could do that for China, though.
That's porn and coke.
Oh, so we're
I mean, this murder is on a different level.
I hear you, but it's
Murder,
still
that's
it's
what
still a crime.
Porn isn't a crime.
No, but it's like Michael Jackson. Like separate Michael Jackson, the performer, from Michael Jackson, the person. You know.
Well, listen, there's still no proof that he did it. You know,
Right,
he wasn't
but
convicted
again,
of it.
whether he did that shit or not, like the fact that he made good music.
Right.
You know.
Right, and he was an amazing performer, and we could still listen to his records and be like, he's the fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm
But
not thinking that I'm listening to a child molester. You know.
Exactly.
There was
Now-
other stuff going on too, because obviously the father was abusive. He was a young kid. He had things wrong with him, is what I was saying. He's a young kid that grew up in the Hollywood system, and I don't think ever really properly developed as like a mature person into his adult life, and I don't think he ever properly matured in his sexuality. That's why he was, I don't know if it was autism or whatever, you know, some kind of learning disability where he couldn't mature. But think about it, he was a fucking 30, 40-year-old guy who owned a mansion that was like an amusement park with a roller coaster and a zoo with giraffes and shit. Like, he had this Peter Pan complex where he perceived himself as a younger kid. And again, it all stems from abuse and neglect and being pushed from a young age.
That's all
and
fair,
spotlight.
but that has nothing to do with his ability to perform.
Right,
He was the shit on a stage. He was the shit behind a microphone. He was the shit when he recorded a record. That's what I'm talking about. Performance. Can you separate the two, or not? That's the question, and it's a tough question.
I think a lot of people can't,
'Cause
and
I
I think
don't-
that may be the issue.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, have they inducted Michael Jackson? Will they induct Michael
Pretty
Jackson?
sure. Pretty sure he's been in.
I think he has to be in. There's no way he's not.
I'm looking that up right now.
I mean, they put in Biggie Smalls, and I love Biggie, but like he's not a rock and roll star.
That Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is kind of.
Oh,
Why does
I
they just call it the
don't put
Music
too
Hall
much-
of Fame? It just,
yeah, I know.
how come Jeff
So-
Rotel is in there?
Yes, he was inducted as part of the Jackson 5 in '97 and as a solo artist in 2001.
I think Steve was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He hasn't done shit.
Right? That's crazy. I didn't realize he was inducted in 2000.
I didn't either.
It's because nobody gave a fuck in 2001.
I guess not.
He was too busy sharing a stage with Justin Timberlake on MTV.
Oh, but
Shows.
so yes. So 2019 article from who is this? I don't even know what the magazine is, but I found it on Google. NME, whatever that is. So they have a statement saying that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does not intend to remove Michael Jackson from the Hall of Fame, despite
What,
that
what
leaving.
about the
never-
NFL?
So they can do it. So they can do it, but we can't in WWE.
NFL didn't take out OJ, even though he was
Yeah.
convicted, but you know,
OJ was acquitted as well.
right.
Wasn't Hogan suspended from the Hall of Fame after?
They took him out for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, they did take him out.
Snuka too.
Yeah, is he back out again? He's probably back out. But yes, it is. You're right. There's a different standard. I think the murder thing is real murky. Like, I don't know. Even when you put it up against like molesting somebody or allegedly molesting somebody, it's still like the top worst thing that you can do to somebody isn't calling them a racial slur, nor is it molesting them, although that's worse than being called a racial slur.
Yeah.
Murder is the top. That's the next. You can't get past. Well, I suppose if you had sex with a dead body, that might be the worst. No, you got.
Did you evict anyone?
Yeah, and we come full circle to wrestling.
We got to come back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Screwed her brains out.
It's a tough topic.
The way he delivered that line was great, though.
So let's. Why don't we do this? Why don't we play pretend? As weird as that sounds, let's use our imaginations, right? Let's say WrestleMania actually happened in Tampa, Florida on April 5th.
Yeah.
We got Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. Who goes over? Drew McIntyre? What do you guys think?
McIntyre's going over.
I got Drew.
Has to.
Yeah, I feel like he would have.
That's the way to go, right? We
Only
agree
way
on
to
that
go.
one. That's kind of nice that we all agree on something for once. What about Goldberg versus Roman Reigns?
Depends on the coronavirus, probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think now it's up in the air because.
Well, if that match is happening, Roman Reigns, I think, goes
Reigns
over.
is going over because I think the fans are still pissed at Goldberg for beating the Fiend.
Well, that doesn't.
Doesn't matter. There's no crowd.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's no crowd.
I like
Spear
CM
versus
Punk's take on
Spear.
it.
Spear versus Spear.
I think either
Only
way,
way
I
it
think,
won't
I
get
think
booed,
Reigns.
and there won't be a CM Punk chant.
Yeah, they ensure that Roman won't get booed and there won't be any CM Punk chants.
Well, I think it'll be. I should rephrase that. It should be Spear versus side arm slap. No, too much. All right.
Who's I want to know who you think who has the side arm slap.
Yeah.
Roman Garbage Reigns.
Okay, I know you don't like Goldberg either, so I was giving.
I hate Goldberg. I've always said he had two good moves. Now he apparently has half of 1.5, I guess. All right, but we're on that one. Let's keep it moving. Cena versus The Fiend. Obviously, The Fiend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he still goes over, but I think Drew doesn't go over now. I think Brock wins now because there's no crowd.
Whoa. Controversial.
In the empty arena, Drew doesn't win because it doesn't do anything for him.
Yeah.
That is true.
He's got to win at SummerSlam. He's got to win in front of a big crowd.
WrestleMania presents SummerSlam.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. WrestleMania presents SummerSlam in September.
Wow, this is so true, though. See, so you're right. If they wind up doing an empty arena match, I might switch my pick to Brock. I agree with you.
I'd go with Drew all day. No way that they're letting this guy lose. It's not going to happen. I mean,
I
if
think there's a possibility, but I still think Drew's going to win.
That's very interesting. I like that, though. At least that's the only interesting thing about WrestleMania. So we'll keep it moving from there. What about Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley?
I gotta go with Charlotte.
I think it's always been Charlotte.
I got Rhea.
It would be
Charlotte.
nice if Rhea did.
I think Charlotte's going to win to move her over to NXT.
Boy, so she could destroy the entire women's division there?
You'll get great matches over there with her and Belair.
Yeah, I know,
and
but she'll bury everyone.
Yeah, but hasn't she done that already for like 8 years?
That's true.
And just remember something: if she's burying the roster, it's because they're telling her to.
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
You know,
Right, but
Obviously,
if-
she doesn't have to say.
If
I
we
get
wanted to
that.
recycle, we could just do that every Tuesday and Friday outside of our buildings. Well,
I know
I
the
go
buck stops
Rhea.
with Vince McMahon, I know.
That's true, but I go Rhea. I think if Rhea doesn't win, that would be terrible.
I just don't
wins
see
every
Charlotte
WrestleMania.
doesn't need it.
Exactly.
I don't think she needs it.
But either, but no one really needs it. But like, it doesn't do anything for Charlotte.
No. Rhea needs it.
Right.
That would take her to the next level. Besides that, we got Becky Lynch and Baszler. I say Baszler.
I got Shayna. Yeah.
Still got.
Yeah.
She's still got because the story.
Baszler all the way.
The story that they're telling it should be. I mean, they've told it out of order, but it should be that Becky is getting a little too cocky, and she's going to be Smackdown
Humble.
reality. Right? She's going to break your back, make you humble.
I was just gonna say that. Baszler's going to go there and break her back and make her humble.
Old country way.
Well, let's be honest. If Baszler actually stepped in a real ring with Becky,
She would destroy
that would be mean. It wouldn't even be
Yeah,
fair.
because she's a legit. She has legitimate fights on.
It would be one ugly fight.
And Baszler is one ugly fighter. Let me tell you.
Oh, geez. So I wasn't even thinking that.
Tough crowd. All right.
She's definitely a little beastly.
It's. I don't know what it is. She looked. I don't.
She's the queen of spades.
Like
All
somebody,
right.
like somebody hit her in the face with a shovel, like the spade.
Yeah.
With the shovel. Okay.
Off with her head. All right.
But she's badass though.
She
She is.
Definitely.
We got the Edge versus Randy Orton.
Edge has to win.
Yeah.
Right?
Supposed to be Fall Town anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last man standing, actually.
Last man
Last man
standing.
standing. Okay.
Edge has to win.
What
Yeah.
if Beth Phoenix screws
No.
over Edge
Oh, no.
and runs with Randy Orton?
No,
No.
that would be horrible.
Can we not?
That would be fantastic. And then Lana recruits her. And then for 6 months we get her and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, fucking Christ.
No, her and Edge.
I don't want to see
God.
Lana ever again.
I can see Lana every night.
Celebration on Raw.
I don't mind seeing Lana every night. It's okay.
Just as long as it's on mute.
No, I prefer sounds.
I cannot hear her speak at all. Oh. Keep the Russian accent. Her regular voice sucks.
Potential. I'm not really looking at her voice. Potential heavy machinery versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode in a pre-show garbage match.
You know, originally I would say Heavy Machinery, but I'm starting to hear rumors that they're going to be splitting those two soon, which I hope is not true, because
I can see it, but I would really not like it.
Yeah.
They've got a ways to go before they need to do that.
right?
Yeah. They don't split the steam up now. It's too soon.
They're too hot right now.
Too hot. Yeah,
Crowd
I
loves
agree.
them.
Can we all agree that they zone past too fast and they didn't even get a freaking run with the belt?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's old news. Yeah, we talked about
I know,
that.
but it just basically ruined it.
I agree.
It's because the two of them were assholes. That's why.
Well, that too.
That didn't help.
Yeah, but separately they were not as nearly as good as they were together.
I mean, they weren't even that good together as far as performers go.
And they weren't great, but they weren't over.
They definitely
They
were.
were good
over.
No, they were good performers. Their in ring could have been better.
Potential Bryan versus Gulak Part 2.
I don't
That'd
give
be
a
a great
shit.
match.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It doesn't. They can have that if they want.
Yeah. What about OC versus Aleister Black and Undertaker?
Yeah, they're not doing. I don't.
Is that a match?
Possibilities. Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn.
I mean, I want to hope Braun Strowman, but
You
who
care
the fuck
about that.
knows?
They just had Sandy winning, so I don't think it's going to be bad.
Yeah,
but
I think
Braun
they're going to
just
do
won
some
it.
kind of smoz with the ladder match.
Yeah,
We
but
got-
we can't have ladder matches or battle royales because of the occupancy.
Oh, jeez. I didn't think of that.
You gotta think about how many bands are in your match.
That's true.
The limit's 5? Have a
Well, the limit's
four-way.
10.
The limit is 10, but you gotta think there's camera people, referees, whoever else is around.
With that being said, this ruins my dream match. I had 5 Mexicans in a tortilla match. I got Andrade versus Angel Garza versus Humberto Carrillo versus Rey Mysterio. I guess 4.
The old tortilla.
See, you got 4. We're good.
Tortilla del Muerte.
Tortilla on a pole.
That's fantastic. That would have been a hell of a fucking match.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Joe. But I don't know what else we can think of an imaginary WrestleMania.
Well, then you needed the toilet after you have the Mexican food on the pole. You have the toilet paper on the pole.
Yeah.
It serves 2 purposes. Both the Mexican food and the toilet paper.
Do you think
TV?
we could put the coronavirus vaccine in a pole match? I guess no. Instead of Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Right. Instead of the Money in the Bank, it's like a coronavirus vaccine.
It's just
On a forklift.
It's that thing from Jurassic Park with the DNA in it.
Eating the shaving cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
They just put it above the ring.
Or the winner gets the new Resident Evil 3 video game.
Roman Reigns comes down and steals it.
He has the cure.
Oh, God.
Coronavirus and conspiracies and our disgust for the product has gotten us to the top of the hour.
Next week is going to be interesting. We better think of in the meantime, if things get a little slow, we might have to pick and hold show. We all go on the network and watch it.
I'm still waiting on my response for the Steve Austin punches.
Steve Austin? Oh, yeah. You're supposed to go back and see if his punches didn't always suck?
No, how many he threw in all of his 14 matches of punches.
I think we need to get NASA in on that one.
Yeah, I would need more than one person.
We already have that, though. It's okay, gentlemen. Just look it up. It's okay.
Sure. Well, there's a punch in it somewhere. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll go back and watch something old.
Something new, something borrowed, and something new.
Definitely something old.
Yeah, because we don't know what's going to happen.
We used to do our top 5 so and so. Remember our worst horseman when we did?
Oh, worst horseman ever. Oh, sorry, Paul Roma.
I think most of us was Mongo.
Yeah, Mongo was up there.
Mongo was up there.
We should definitely do our worst wrestlers. I think Glenn will be top of the list for me.
Wow. What do we do best top 5 Mania matches since we're in Mania season?
Top 5 garbage low blows. Glenn with yourself. Worst schoolboys ever.
Oh, my schoolboys were the best.
That shit was garbage. You couldn't even lace your boots still.
Oh.
Man.
Listen, I would offer to fight you now, but the coronavirus, I can't get too close to you right now.
You would lose anyway.
And on that note, it's the top of the hour.
Yes, it is. Just so you know, there was another Chris Benoit, the one that I was thinking of, came out a day or 2 ago, from the channel Reels, Reelz, and it's called Autopsy, the Final Hours of Chris Benoit.
Oh, geez.
Apparently, they also have an episode that's the same show, Autopsy, the Final Hours of China. So, if you're in the mood to just be absolutely,
They really missed the mark.
depressed.
It should have been the final night of China, since you have porno the one night in China.
Yeah.
Hashtag morbidity.
Yeah. So if you just want to sit at home and feel like a big piece of shit, you can watch these shows: Autopsy, the Final Hours of Chris Benoit, the Final Hours of China.
Or just watch CNN for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week is the return of the Dark Side of the Ring, starting with the Benoit episode. I can't wait until the murder of Dino Bravo. That's the episode I'm into.
That was a fucking...
Yeah. It's a strange Canadian mafia selling cigarettes, smuggling cigarettes, something like that. Then somebody shot him while they were watching TV. Like he was watching TV at his house. They just shot him. Anyway, we'll get into all that as those air, because there will be no wrestling to talk about. So that'll be it for tonight. Just a reminder, we go live on multiple streaming platforms, including YouTube and Twitch. Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. If you're listening live now, you made it through the Daylight Savings Time switch. You can follow us on social media at TagMeADate, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place. It's at TagMeADate, TagMeADate, no spaces. On YouTube, you go to the search bar, you put in TagMeADate, up our page, you hit the subscribe button, you hit the bell to get alerts from when we go live. You can also subscribe on Twitch, you can like our page on Facebook.
Don't forget to leave a comment.
Yep, leave a comment if you like. And if you prefer to listen to the audio version, or you want to go back, you can go back in our YouTube archive and just kind of scroll through the videos. But if you prefer audio only, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And again, you just search for @TagMeADate. I got all of them. I'm getting better at this.
On point.
Yeah, so we've got the audio only versions on there. We've got our YouTube archive here. We go. I think we go live on Facebook as well as Twitch. I don't know, some other places.
Twitch and YouTube. We don't have enough bandwidth for Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it starts to thin out when you're doing that.
Go through.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch are probably the best two to do. So follow us there. Follow us on the rest of social media to keep on with updates on our site rebuilding and all that good stuff. And if any other wrestling stuff happens this week, which doesn't seem likely, but if it does, we'll talk about it next week. Yeah. I hope something, like, I don't want to jinx it and have something bad happen, but I would like for something notable to happen for us to talk about.
Well,
we'll see.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the Exalted one is going to be a really good reveal on Wednesday. Yeah. Or we'll see. So we'll catch you next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time, right here on YouTube and Twitch live. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.